Throughout Asia and Europe, Americans have the undeserved reputation of being the authors of the most materialistic civilization that ever existed. This is undeserved because never was there a culture so completely unmaterialistic. I define a materialist as a person who loves material things, reverences them, and delights in using them to their best advantage. If you examine the educational system through which most of our children are compelled to pass, you will discover that it imparts almost no knowledge of any kind of material competence. Our education is exclusively bookish and is designed on the whole to train people to be bureaucrats, bankers, clerks, insurance salesmen, teachers, and ideally, intellectuals. In its weaker moments, the system admits that many people going through it will never qualify for graduate school or even college. For these, it must reluctantly provide courses preparing them for trades: carpentry, metallurgy, auto mechanics, furniture making, cooking, and so on. But because such education is provided only as an afterthought, it is often offered in a careless and unenthusiastic manner. We simply do not relate to the material world and are increasingly lacking in competence in handling physical matter, except in specialized fields such as jet aircraft manufacturing or the creation of sophisticated scientific instruments. Outside these areas, our lack of material competence makes life drab. We simply do not relate to the material world and are increasingly lacking in competence in handling physical matter, except in specialized fields such as jet aircraft manufacturing or the creation of sophisticated scientific instruments. Outside these areas, our lack of material competence makes life drab. Work is something you do to get money, because so much work is boring that nobody would do it without pay. You watch the clock, put in your hours, and then are supposed to go home and enjoy yourself. But instead, you watch television, an electronic reproduction of life, cut off from you by a glass wall. You do not touch or participate. You passively witness. While watching, you eat a TV dinner, once actual food, now frozen and reheated, carefully calculated to have the correct nutritional values, but stripped of taste. It is eaten not for pleasure, but because it's good for you. Perhaps you drink beer, and you watch the spectacle until you are tired enough to sleep. This is considered a life of pleasure. We are not true materialists. We hate material things, converting them as quickly as possible into junk and waste. We do not value time or space. We want to abolish them, traveling as fast as possible to eliminate the experience of either. One of the most basic material pleasures is eating. Yet in the US, cooking is rarely done out of love. It is done out of duty. Across the country, food preparation is generally poor. We often eat the menu instead of the dinner. Many professional cooks do not cook because they love it, but simply to make money. Money, an abstract and inedible thing. This reflects the great fallacy in our work-play division, that you do something you dislike for much of your life in order to earn the means to do something you enjoy later. In reality, the only worthwhile jobs are those you thoroughly enjoy. It is entirely possible to enjoy being a cook if you are allowed to take delight in the fish, flour, vegetables, and fruit you work with. Fundamentally, education for life must recognize that money is an abstraction.
It cannot buy any pleasure by itself because all pleasures involve skill and love.